Hey everybody, it's me again, Moody Boo. And I'm back with something a little different, something I've been thinking about doing for quite some time. And this is my top 10 list of the things that suck about getting old. One of the honorable mentions that I have is that I'm now 51, I'll be turning 52 this year. And when I drop the F-bomb, so fuck it, fuck that, fuck them, fuck you, I get young people, oh, the old lady's dropping the F-bomb. And it's like, yeah, fuck that. I say whatever I want to say. And not at work, but when I'm at home, there's a lot of F, and not around the grandkids, but there is a lot of F-bomb dropping, a lot of shits, a lot of fucks. In fact, I've made up some swear words because I don't feel like the swear words out there can encompass all of the meanings that I need in a word. So I've even made up a few. But we won't get into those on this video. But anyway, and they're not in any particular order because they all are suckified. So one of them I've talked about many times, and that's getting pimples inside of wrinkles. Really? I have wrinkles and then I have pimples in them? It's like, what the fuck? You know, I should have gotten done with that at adolescence, but no, they start coming back, especially when you're going through menopause. Another thing that I really hate about getting old is I have a fucking mustache. There's the F-bomb again. See, I drop it a lot. Well, okay, not necessarily a mustache, but I have one fly hair. It's like the hairs that Jeff Goldblum started growing in the movie The Fly, you know, these ones that you have to take a tweezer to and they go bing, and you have to wear goggles because once it flies off of your face, it might hit you in the eye, stab you in the eye, and make you go blind. I have one right here, and it makes me insane. I can feel it as soon as it starts growing. I'm constantly going like this. Okay, oh, it's back, it's back. And it's so small, and it's gray, so I can't even see it to get a hold of it. So I usually end up getting my skin and everything, but I'm not going to let it grow long. I'm hitting it as soon as it gets, you know, I can feel it. It's toast. I don't give a shit what I have to do. If I have to gargle acid and rub it around there just to get rid of it, I would totally do it. Another thing that I love about growing old is butt pimples. What the hell is that? It's like they're not really pimples, but they're like ingrown hairs that are suddenly sprouting up on my ass. It's what? You know, no, that's not okay with me. I should have to be free of that sort of shit. But no. No, there it is. There it springs up about once a month. There'll be one. I'll be like drying myself off. What is that? Is that Mount Kilimanjaro on my ass? And then I've got to have my husband help me out because I can't get there to it. And then he'll always pull out this hair, and it's like a black hair, another fly hair growing out my ass. I don't get it, and it pisses me off to no end. Another one is my gnarly vampire toenails. I've always had big, thick toenails, but the older you get, the worse they are. And now they start to grow, and then they'll start curling around the end of my toe if I let them grow too long. And it's like, oh, hell no. But, you know, I need a chainsaw and a bandsaw and vice grips and you know, hedge trimmers and everything else in order to clip those suckers. Because, I mean, I have literally taken a pair of toenail clippers, just those standard metal ones that you get, and went to clip my big toenail, had to use both hands. Psh, the whole thing, the whole metal toenail clipper just shattered into about 30 pieces. I am not shitting you. My husband thought it was hilarious. I was disgusted. So now I've got to take these scissors and get a little cut started, these like heavy-duty industrial scissors, just to get a little clip started so that I don't break my toenail clippers. What? What? And then they're crazy looking. They're ugly as hell. And even painting my toenails doesn't help, though I paint my toenails, but it still doesn't help. They're ugly. Another thing is I can only get sun. I don't usually lay in the sun or anything, but I do snorkel and I wear a wetsuit, even in Hawaii. But I'll roll it down when I'm done and showering off so I can get all the salt water off of me. And so I will be in the sun for short periods of time. And I come in and it's like, you know, I've got Trip D boobs. They're monster boobs. And they just seem to get bigger as I get older. And they hang low enough now that I have one little strip about this wide across my stomach that will get dark. Because my boobs hang so low on my stomach now, even with my bikini top, that's all I get. It creates such shade over my stomach, and then they hang so low that, yep, one little strip right here. So the only way I could darken up my stomach would be to lay flat on my back on the sand and spread my boobs out and make sure they're up and out of the way to get my stomach, which I won't do, so I don't do that. I just stick with the little strip. Which brings me to another thing that I really hate about getting old, and that's the fact that when I lay on my back without my bra on, my boobs totally fill my armpits. It's like whap. I almost look flat-chested as I'm laying on my back, and all my boobs are over here. They're all over here. So when I lay on my back at night and I'm in my pajamas and no bra, to get comfortable I've got to go fwing and to put my arm down, and then fwing to put this arm down, and it's ridiculous. It really is. It's horrible. I mean, armpit boobs. That's what I have, is armpit boobs. And to go along with that, now I need like a 20 clip bra. You know those bras where in the back, I used to be able to get away with 2 little hooks on the back. So petite, so pretty, had little pretty ruffled bras. And my D cups, you know, would look so nice and perky, and they were all up here, and they were just fabulous, you know, and little thin strips on the bras, you know, on my shoulders, no problem. Now I have to have about this wide a band on my shoulder strips so I don't get that big pit in my shoulder. And I've got, you know, like 4 or 5 clips on the back, those little hooks on the back, in order to keep my shit where it needs to be. Really? Really? Armpit boobs and then these huge industrial bras? Hate it. I don't get to wear the cute stuff anymore because they don't make pretty bras in triple D or E cup. It just doesn't happen. So that sucks. And of course the gray wiry hair, because if you color it, it's fine, but as it's growing out, those gray hairs aren't just like your other hairs. They're also like fly hairs, except for they usually have some kind of weird wiggle in them, and so they're like, I have weeds sprouting out because they break off really easily, and so I'll comb my hair and bring, bring. It's like a trimmed lawn, and then weeds are sprouting out. That's what it reminds me of. You know, you have nice level lawn, like the top of my head, all the rest of my hair lays nice, and then bring, bring, and these little hairs, and I can do nothing with. You do this? No, it doesn't even phase it. It doesn't touch it one little bit. And let's see, long flappy earlobes. Gotta love these, and they just get longer the older you get. And so I can't wear heavy earrings anymore because then my earlobes hang like this and it looks sickening. It's just, you know, I've got these flappy earlobes. I have to wear really light earrings for the most part, and unless I wear big bulky ones that cover my earlobes. And it's like, really? Bing, bing, bing. Hate it. Oh, and another thing I love is like when I go to a restaurant or a store and I pay with my credit card and they want to see my ID and they look at it, oh, did you know you're only just a few years away from a senior citizen discount? Yeah, well, here's your senior citizen discount. Fuck you. Don't remind me of that. I know exactly how old I am. I know exactly when the senior citizen discounts start. I'm already getting ARP crap since I turned 50. I don't need to be reminded that when I'm 55, I'm going to get 10% off my breakfast. And another thing is that my butt cheeks now tickle the back of my thighs. When did that happen? My butt's fallen and it can't get up. It's like I'll be laying on my stomach in bed and I'll be like, what is that? Is there something crawling on me? No, it's my butt cheeks. They're like laying flat like a half deflated balloon, water balloon, just spreading over the back of my thighs, and I'm not used to that feel, so it's like it tickles. It feels weird. It feels like somebody's touching me. So I realize it's my own ass cheeks. That's what's touching me. So those are just a few of my favorite things of why it sucks to get old. But there are a few things that I love about getting old. So I feel like I need to have a little balance here. And so I need to talk about a few of the things that I love. One of them is being a grandparent. Now, I really was resistant to this because I was a grandparent in my mid-40s is when the first mid to late 40s is when, no, mid-40s, was when the first grandson was born, and I was very resistant to it. And I love it. I love being a grandmother. And it's not the part about having the kid till they're fussy or they're being a little tool or whatever and you give them back to mom and dad. No, it has nothing to do with that. It's almost like being able to make up for all the mistakes that you made as a mother, you know? And somebody told me, because I went to one of my staff, one of my nurses that works with me, and I have, most of them are grandmothers. And I'm like, you know, I think there's something wrong with me because I am more in love with my grandkids than I ever feel like I love my kids or love my kids. My grandkids are just like my light, my sun, my moon, my stars. And I said, you know, I must have really been a shitty mother because I don't remember feeling this way for my kids. And they were like, oh no, don't even worry about it. Yes, you love your grandkids more, and that's totally normal. That is what happens. And one of them told me that being a grandmother is your reward for surviving motherhood, and I totally believe that. Another thing I love that I've talked about before is liberation. I just don't give a shit what people think. I mean, I do to an extent, but I used to be worried about it day in, day out, 24/7. What do people think? What should I do in order for people to like me? Now I don't give a shit. And having a YouTube channel really helps because I found being myself, people don't mind that. So why try to be something I'm not? And it's very cathartic to realize that you don't have to put on airs for anybody. Just be yourself and people will like you or they won't like you. But I don't give a shit anymore. Isn't that terrible? But I don't. I really don't. And the perspective that I have. I mean, it's like now when I'm stressed out, it's for real reasons. Real life-changing kind of reasons stress me out. It's not the little bullshit anymore, you know, the, oh God, you know, I've got to work extra hours this week, or, you know, so-and-so doesn't like me, or, you know, my car isn't running right, or whatever. No, those things just kind of flow off me like a duck's back. Like water off a duck's back. For me, having this kind of perspective, living through enough experiences and having enough stress in your life that you can place them all in a line and say, oh man, why was I stressed out about all that shit, wasted all that time and all those years worrying about those things when it's ridiculous. And another thing that I love is that the financial worry is a lot less than it used to be. My husband and I can pretty much go to Hawaii every year. We can buy the things that we want, you know. We already have everything we need, so pretty much most of our purchases now are the things we want. And I spend most of my money on vaping, perfume, and my grandkids. Honestly, that's about it. And I like the fact, even though that I've complained about the wrinkles and the pimples and the gray hair and everything, I love the fact that people can look at my face and know what kind of a life I've lived. I mean, I have laugh lines, I have crow's feet, but that's from being happy, and that's from really living life. My husband and I live it to the fullest. We aren't these kind of people that just sit around all day, every day, and do nothing. We work out, we canoe, we swim, we fish, we go to Hawaii every year. My husband and I are in our 50s, and we're going to get our scuba license. I mean, you just finally realize that you don't have to be hindered by anything. If you want to do it, now's the time to do it, you know, because we're getting older, so you can't keep putting shit off. You need to start getting shit done now. And so that's wonderful, because I'm discovering some new areas of life that I never would have explored as a younger person. But now it's like I'm fearless and I want to try everything. I want to be able to die knowing that I lived my life to the fullest. I want my obituary and those around me when I pass to say, damn, that girl lived. So anyway, I know, totally weird, totally different, but I just think that, you know, I work with a lot of young people, and I have a lot of young people around me, and I just want people to know the things that suck, but then there's some things that really balance out the suckiness of getting old. Even though the suckiness stuff is really shitballs. I mean, really? Butt pimples? Are you kidding? Anyway, alright, I guess that's about it. That's all I had to say. And I'll see you soon. Peace.